Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. Voters of Mumbai, at least most of them, cannot be shamed anymore for their skepticism when it comes to politics or indifference when it comes to voting. And this is because Mumbai has polled a record turnout of 54.9% according to EC's preliminary numbers, and this is the highest in the last 30 years. Now, Maharashtra as a whole has also recorded a 30-year high of 65.1% voting turnout. In fact, when the final numbers come in, they could even rise at least marginally, is what we understand. Now, the other interesting bit is that Gadchiroli in Vidarbha, known for its incidents of Maoist violence, saw the second highest voting at 73.7%. Remember, all of this is very important considering Wednesday witnessed the first assembly election in Maharashtra after the dramatic split of Shiv Sena and NCP, which in many ways recast political alignments in the state. Now, while most exit poll surveys have favoured Mahayuti alliance, giving the ruling coalition an edge, the opposition remains also close in many of the surveys, suggesting an unpredictable electoral outcome that could swing either way. But remember, the Axis numbers have just come in and they are actually giving a comfortable victory to the Mahayuti. But let's not forget that exit polls have often gone wrong. The latest example is Haryana, where the Congress party was predicted to be the winner, but it was the BJP that surged ahead comfortably. So exit polls are also often not wrong. They are just an indication, sometimes not even that, because even in 2019, most polls had missed the mark, predicting a landslide victory for the BJP-Shiv Sena alliance. So we talk about the numbers that we are certain about today. Amongst other factors, the factor that matters, the high voter turnout in Maharashtra, also the reasonably higher voter turnout in the city of Mumbai. What does that indicate? That is what we will be discussing tonight. Joining us now is, of course, a panel of experts. But first, we are being joined by Rajesh Kotian, who is the spokesperson of the Congress party. Rajesh, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. We just,
Good evening.
Yes, sir. What do you think? I'm sorry, yeah, but he is with the Congress party. Rajesh, what do you think about the voter turnout? First of all, congratulations, because Mumbai has also, polled in better numbers than last time. In fact, this is a 30-year high. What do you think, Mr. Kotian? What does this number indicate? Because a lot of people are saying that this is the surge amongst women voters to come out and vote, especially with the Ladki Bahin Yojana.
See, one thing is, if largely men, if at 1,500, which they are giving, and if they are promising 2,100, and if they are claiming because of that we are winning, then we are doubly sure of winning because we are giving them double of that. So if they say that 1,500, and they cannot say, they ran a foot page ad that we are not promising, we are not promising what we are not giving what we are promising, but we got our Karnataka, Telangana CMs, we got them ahead of all the press reporters, and we proved that whatever we had promised previously, be it in Karnataka, be it in Telangana, be it in Himachal, we have done it. So if the
but Rajesh, in this case, in Maharashtra, the Eknath Shinde-led Mahayuti government has already delivered on the installments. Do you think that is going to be of disadvantage to you, and in some ways can damage your prospects? Because women will vote for somebody who is giving them something.
No. The point is, last 2 years, where did they copy our guarantees from? What was Modi's guarantees from? It was from, because we won in May 2023 in Karnataka based on our 5 guarantees. Then again we won in Telangana based on our guarantees. They copied it from us in 2024. So I don't will, and we have delivered. They were so afraid. They got, after Rahulji came and told this 3,000 rupees for women, 4,000, they had to issue one-page ads, which were all, and we are going to quote on that, saying that we have not, and we got our chief minister from Telangana, we got our deputy chair, and they gave the figures. We have spent 50,000 crores.
So they were your icons for implementation and delivery. Let me take this question to Charu. Charu Pragya, if you look at the numbers, the turnout numbers, rural Maharashtra was at 70.7 yesterday. Urban is at 60%. So there's overall an increase in voting percentage. Rural Maharashtra has often, in the last few months, it has shown unrest with respect to soya bean, or for that matter, cotton prices, onion prices. Although I also understand that the center has also tried to take some corrective measures. voters. Do you think that this surge in voting percentage is because of women voting for a government that's listening to them, or it is a sign of people who are unhappy with the ruling coalition?
Good evening, Vasudha, and thank you for having me on your show. Uh, One, I would like to begin by congratulating the people of Maharashtra. This is an unprecedented number of people voting. 65% plus has not happened in the last 3 decades, and I believe that's a fantastic sign for our thriving and vibrant democracy. It makes me always really happy to look at a rising number of people who vote year after year. The second thing is that in our country, we have recently observed a phenomena which can only be called as pro-incumbency. There has traditionally been states where everybody would say that no government is repeated, but we changed those kind of numbers, especially in a big state like Uttar Pradesh. We did it again in the state of Haryana this time, and the same government coming back to power with a larger vote share is something that only the Modi Sarkar has managed to do. Even at the center, third time in elected government, the same prime minister being sworn in, it has never happened before. This is creating history. I think Maharashtra is going the same way. This is a vote for pro-incumbency. This is a vote of the people showing faith in their government. This is a vote of the people saying that democracy in our country, in our state is fabulous. And also, I think it is also a vote which shows the opposition alliance in a bad light, because they did peddle a lot of fake narratives for the Lok Sabha elections. The last couple of months have put those fake narratives at rest. The people of the state know better. They know everything that was being said about the constitution being changed, so on and so forth. Conversations that happened around reservation in a negative way. All of that has been put to rest, and most importantly, the ground level delivery of fabulous schemes to the last person standing in this country, that has made a huge impact, and that is actually one huge reason why the same government gets repeated.
Right. Nitra Chaudhary, contrasting viewpoints. I will have to wait till the 23rd to understand whose, understanding is right. But what do you think of the numbers, ma'am? Like, compared to what Lok Sabha polls was, and also looking at other numbers, because, the last time the number was this high for both Mumbai and Maharashtra was in 1995, and that was at 58.7%, and of course 71.7%. What's your understanding of the numbers? And also the lowest turnout seems to be in Kolaba. So clearly, while Mumbai's suburbs are showing a lot of interest, there are also elite parts of the city that are yet to wake up to this voter consciousness.
That's right. I think, traditionally, conventionally in the past, we would read higher voter turnout as a desire for change. But things have become much more complicated. And now if you can also interpret a higher voter turnout shows very close contests. And both sides are mobilizing their supporters to come out and vote. So, and then of course, I would say if the rural part of Maharashtra has voted more than the urban part, the rural would have it might have likely to have gone more to the MVA. But how have the women in rural areas voted? The women are the wild card in this election. Ladki Behna Yojana is the wild card in this election. So I think it's very difficult. Of course, Mr. Fadnavis has come out and said it's a pro-incumbency vote. The Deputy Chief Minister of the BJP. It's very difficult to say which way it has gone, higher. But I would certainly add my voice to this, of welcoming it, people becoming more conscious. A large number of younger people probably have also voted, rural areas as we know, suburbs as we know. And there is a growing consciousness that my vote will make a difference ultimately.
Right. Rajesh Kotian, one thing that I noticed is that poll day remained largely peaceful. We saw some incidents of vandalism happening in Beed. Otherwise, even in Naxal-affected Gadchiroli has recorded second highest turnout of 73.7%. So that clearly shows that there is some work that the ruling coalition has put in. Despite all the instability that the state saw, people of the state seem to be willing to come out and make their voice heard. Would you give that credit to the government, sir?
That is nothing to do with, that is all the more to do with the election commission. I have a booth, I have a school in Bombay. I have 10 booths, and they have been so strict if the police and the collector are not under the election commission, not under the state government when the elections take place. So that is nothing to do with it. But I would like to counter what my good friend Charu Pragya said. She said in they have one pro incumbents in BJP, then in Karnataka, somewhere else. What I would like to tell is this is the elections for Maharashtra, not for the center or not for any other. And the record is out of the last 25 years, 17 and a half years we have governed, and whether the voter turnout has gone up or down, you can see from your figures also, we have always won. Be it 1999, be it 2004, be it 2009, 2004 to 2009, this the turnout went low. Again, 2009 to 2014, the turnout went up. So whether it is up or down, we have always won. So that does not affect. Of course, the general feeling is when the voter turnout goes up, people come out with a vengeance to vote against. So that makes us happy. The people have gone. And as I agree with what Neerja madam said, women will play a very big role in these elections. And that was my personal request to Rahul Gandhi ji, 1500 rupees is too less. And when he came here, he increased it to 3,000. And when our manifesto came in Kharge ji, it was what Supriya Sile and everybody had said. It should not be only money with security. So we have a number of schemes where we have taken not only the money part of it, the security. In one of the programs with Neerja ji had said, she was very happy of removing the child welfare from the women part, so the child also gets. So we are looking not only at money. For them, they will not even fulfill one bill because there is no money there. But we will, because we have shown in Karnataka, we have delivered. We have shown in Telangana, we have delivered. Whatever we have promised, we will deliver on that. So they may come out with their fictitious full-page advertisement, all the electoral bonds money. You have to see their advertisement. You will vomit. Every day, full page in Times of India. Do you know what is the cost of a full page advertisement in Times of India? Last 15 days,
let me bring in Charu. Charu, there's one valid point that he's also making that, often, although proven wrong, a higher voter turnout is associated with anti-incumbency. Why do you think it's going to be different this time, apart from the reasons that you've already cited?
Thank you, Vasudha. So let me first begin by saying that my colleague from the Congress is actually treading on very thin ice when he's talking about delivery on promises in the states where his party has their government. In fact, the states where his party has their government have become the laughing stock. We don't need to go to the circus anymore. We just need to look at government updates from those particular states. In Karnataka, they did promise 1,500 rupees to women, but most women did not get it. The same thing happened in the state of Himachal Pradesh. You want to talk about pension, but you can't pay salaries. So, there's this big mismatch between your promises and what you actually end up delivering. And on top of that, you keep asking the center for rescue packages. However, let's put that aside for now. And I will come back to talking about why I feel this voter turnout is a great indicator of pro-incumbency. As I said, up till now, there was no such thing as pro-incumbency. There was always a certain kind of unhappiness that people would feel every time elections would come around. Here, the credit goes to the fact that we are making a difference on ground. So when people are lifted out of poverty, when people are given tap water connections, when people are given health insurance, when women are given the money that was promised to them directly into their bank account, 7,500 last time I checked, into every single bank account, it makes a lot of difference because people understand these are not empty promises. It goes a long way. And I took the example of certain states because it was always believed that there is always an anti-incumbency vote. However, whether it was Haryana, whether it was Uttar Pradesh, or it was the center itself, no such thing has been happening since PM Modi has come to power. It is a person who is not just giving you a dream for tomorrow. He's working every single day to help you achieve that dream. And that's all the difference between good governance of today and the way the governance used to happen in the days past when politicians preferred to keep people poor. It helped them.
Right. Rajesh Kotian, before you answer her question, in the Marathwada region, which is where the MBA did significantly well in the Lok Sabha elections of 2024, there are some interesting voter turnout numbers. 46 seats, 20 seats have recorded a turnout of more than 70%. Of this 20, of course, 17 are represented by the Mahayuti alliance, but of course, that can be confusing. So if you look at the average turnout in Marathwada, which of course includes Beed, Latur, Nanded, all those areas, it is more than 69.6%. And this is an area that has seen the Maratha, agitation, also farmers' unrest with respect to soya bean and other crops. Do you think this is one thing that could be of good news to you?
See, the greatest news for us was Jarange Patil not fielding its candidates. Now, Jarange Patil has taken it on as Fadnavis. And if you understand Maratha politics, Marathwada has been the strong backbone of BJP. The Mundes and the Mahajans were from there. And we won out of 8 seats of 7. And when the election started, I was very worried about Jarange Patil. He was supposed to. And the day he withdrew his candidates and told wish according to them, I knew we have won the election. We are sweeping Marathwada. Irrespective of the, I will come to your program tomorrow. If you call me, we are sweeping Marathwada and we are sweeping Vidarbha. See, the only thing the Haryana elections had given a step in there, this thing to BJP, but I know my party, out of 108 3 seats which we are contesting, we had a fantastic ratio. Out of the 18 which we contested, we won about 13 to 14 MP seats, 17 or odd. So
Right.
we will convert, and the reason for that is because we have given up our strong seat for Sena and for NCP Sharad Pawar.
Right.
And we will have a fantastic conversion ratios. I do not believe in all this. When the exit poll of 400 was predicted, I was the person who was saying what our Yadav had said from this thing.
Chalo, quickly, would you like to respond to that before I go to Neerja, ma'am?
So no exit poll predicted 400. It was our aim for the 24
Yes, predicted. And our president had filed
exit
a
polls
case.
actually predicted all the way from...
that is a scam, a stock
around
market scam.
320
Today, yesterday also,
That
yes.
fact-
Okay, let us speak, sir. Let us speak, yes.
Do not misquote. Another thing is that, as you are talking about the region of Marathwada, or you're talking about your stronghold in certain areas, one thing again and again is becoming very widely known. The narratives the opposition has been peddling have been settling down in the dust, election after election after election. And the reason for that is that you say one thing in one speech, you turn around and say something entirely different in another speech. And the way you've tried to take even these elections to a space where people have started feeling that progress is not what you want for the state of Maharashtra, that goes a long way, whether rural Maharashtra or urban Maharashtra.
Right. Neerja ma'am, last word from you, ma'am. Less than a day, actually just a day left for us to know the result. What is on your mind? You write every day in the Indian Express. We keep reading that very keenly. But, what is going on your mind? You also covered Haryana and Maharashtra. You've traveled extensively. What do you think are going to be the outcomes, and what is going to be the implication, the larger implications on the future of all the 6 parties in the fray?
Look, of course, it will have an impact on the role of the party. Certainly, if Uddhav Thackeray's Sena does well, better than Eknath Shinde, then he will be seen to be representing the Sena. And we'll need to see whether, others move back to him. So also Sharad Pawar, will he represent, if he does better, his strike rate is better than Ajit Pawar's. If he wins Baramati, that is something, it's the 8th time that Ajit Pawar is contesting from there. And I remember when the Lok Sabha elections, people used to say, this time for Lok Sabha for Sahib, but for assembly for Ajit Dada, because he's done a lot of work. Now, will they stick to that, or will they swing to Sharad Pawar, who has fielded his grandnephew? So I think, will it be Sharad Pawar representing NCP? So for these parties, of course, it is very vital. BJP, does it do better? Congress, does it show revival? also do better despite itself, because the people wanted to revive at the ground level, which was this kind of signals coming. But of course, the political stability of a state like Maharashtra, the second largest state, 48 Lok Sabha seats, financial hub, industrial center, all that is, and its role in the national economy, all those things are there. But the most important thing is whoever wins Maharashtra will have the psychological advantage in national politics in the weeks to come. This is not only vis-a-vis elections that are due, Delhi, Bihar, etc., but also in terms of governance nationally, and also will send its message globally. So it's a very important electoral battle being fought in Maharashtra.
Right. Closing remarks, Charu Pragya, what would it mean for the party if, the Mahayuti manages a comfortable victory? Would that mean the little blemish that you faced in 2024 elections with the numbers going down, would it prove that that was just, an exception, and it's the Haryana way that the country is moving towards?
So it is definitely a Mahayuti win, and it is going to be a very clear kind of a mandate. I have complete faith in the fact that it's not going to be a confused mandate, or it's not going to be one where the seats are neck to neck. And the reason for that, I said in my opening, is this: there were a lot of fake narratives that were peddled during the 24 Lok Sabha elections. They have been put to rest in the last couple of months. We saw the result with Haryana for the same reason. Kisan aapse naraz hain, the XYZ part of people, that particular community is not happy with you. All of that has been put to rest. And this whole new thing that Congress started about dividing people on the name of caste, the response to this election is also going to settle the dust on that issue once and for all.
Right. Rajesh Kotian, what about you, sir? Because, in the last 5 years, a lot of us were expecting the Congress to break, but except Milind Deora and Ashok Chavan, people didn't leave the Congress party. It's the other opposition parties that actually split. So what can we expect from, what do you expect, about the future of your own party if the MVA manages to win the state somehow? Because Congress party, of course, did remarkably well in 2024 Lok Sabha elections in Maharashtra.
It is not about MVA managing to win. We are winning, and take it from me. I have predicted for the last 30 years, from that I am 55 today, and I have never been wrong. So we are winning. The band is 165 to 175. If I am even one seat lesser here and there, you can call me tomorrow. And we are winning about 65 to 70. Congress is our strike rate in MP. Sena, I am saying a little bit smaller strike rate. Sharad Pawar, out of the 87, he has a strike rate of 80. He is also getting, and Sena would be a little bit lesser, 30 to 40. I agree, because they always have. So we are getting about 165 to 175, eyes closed. Let them dance, let them do anything, let them. Coming to Haryana, when she was accusing us, what did they do? They created within SC a bifurcation. They bifurcated. Then they went and created an OBC versus Jat narrative. And now they are accusing us of re-dividing of Hindus. What should I tell to them? All the rallies of Rahul Gandhi
Rajesh,
in India.
Despite Rahul Gandhi speaking about caste census and all, it was a Hooda narrative in Haryana, which made a lot of us wonder, if the Congress party is actually not walking the talk.
I will tell you what. When the last elections in Haryana happened, we had kept aside Hooda. So what we felt that we should give him. And maybe we might have given him a little more leverage. Now, this time what happened was the farmer issue, the ladies' sports issue, and then the media saying we are winning. We got carried away. And they spent crores of rupees on getting the independence. We have managed all that.
Time now. Thank you all of you for joining me on this broadcast. Will the increase in voter turnout benefit BJP and its ruling allies? Will the percentage of voting increase that has been increased to pro-incumbency, or is it because of the affinity that voters have for the government, or is it because of angst, unrest, with the rise in the turnout of women voters? Will it be possible because of Ladki Bahin Yojana? All these are important questions, and we'll have to wait for 2 more days to know the answers. That's all we have for you in this show. More news and updates on that.